What up, my pookies? So as you can see, hair is really important. It don't matter how handsome your face is. If your hair is chopped, then you're chopped. So I'm here to help you pick out a good hairstyle. They say that hair is a man's makeup, and for good reason. After all, what does makeup do for girls? It helps them hide their imperfections. So we as men can use our hair to hide our own imperfections. And I know some of y'all have a lot of imperfections, so we gotta get to work. The hairstyle you choose is gonna be very important at helping you glow up. Take me for example. I don't really have many flaws, but if you look closely at my forehead, it kind of looks closer to a 5 head. What can we do about that? Hair. With a little bit of hair magic. So here are 3 hairstyles that can turn you into a handsome boy like me and get you some shotties. The first one that we got on the list is the textured fringe. This has been the one that I've been rocking for the past year. This hairstyle is especially good for those of you who have a big forehead like me, like, oh my god. Put that thing away. Like, look at that. Much better. I can't be having my forehead exposed like that. I'm gonna be scaring all the shotties away, you know what I'm saying? This hairstyle is definitely more of a messy look with all the curls and texture on top. So I got myself a perm to make it a lot easier to style. In fact, you don't really have to style it. You just kind of wake up and you're ready to go. At most, you might want to like fix it, add a little bit of texture. You know, you can use a little bit of hair wax to give yourself more volume if it's sitting a little flat that day. But yeah, with a perm, it makes it so much easier to style. But I know some of y'all might not want to get a perm. I mean, first, it damages your hair, and second of all, you gotta get it redone every 2 to 3 months. And that kind of adds up. With the economy and all, I don't blame ya. So it's still possible to get this hairstyle without a perm. You just gonna have to put a little bit more work styling it. So what I recommend is getting this hairstyling powder. I personally haven't used it, but I've watched a lot of TikToks and seen people use it to style their hair, and honestly it looks pretty good. If you're Asian, then I know 99% of y'all got straight hair, so what this styling powder does is create some curls and add some volume to your hair. So I'd highly recommend getting this powder if you're trying to go for this hairstyle, but you don't want to get a perm. The second hairstyle that we got on the list is the 2-block middle part. Now, if you haven't seen this hairstyle, you must be living under a rock, because this hairstyle is literally what the comb over was for Asian guys 10 years ago. And it makes sense. I mean, it looks good. It fits well for most face shapes. And there's different variations that you can pull off to kind of make it a little bit more unique to you. I mean, take a look at these K-pop idols, influencers. They're all rocking the 2-block middle part, but there's a little something different about each one that kind of adds its own flair. Don't just go find a picture of someone you like and try to replicate it exactly. You gotta consider your face shape. So I'd definitely play around with how you part it, along with how much volume you're giving your hair, because ultimately, your 2 waves should really contour your face in a way that makes you look good. I wouldn't recommend going at 50-50 middle part straight down the line unless your face is super symmetrical, which I'm sure most of y'all aren't. Just saying. It's definitely much easier to pull off like a staggered split, maybe like a 70-30, 60-40, because at the end of the day, you don't want to look like every other Asian guy out there. You want to add your own little unique touch, you know, make it your own. Because trust me, if you're rocking this hairstyle, you're gonna look like a lot of other Asian guys out there, so it's extra important to add your own unique style. For this hairstyle, you can get a perm for it if you want, but I really wouldn't recommend it unless you're really, really lazy. Because overall, you really just need a curling iron and some hair wax, maybe a bit of hairspray to keep it in place. For your first time, it might take a bit because you're kind of playing around, figuring out what looks good, but I wouldn't say it takes too much time to style, maybe 5 to 10 minutes max. And finally, for number 3, we got ourselves the slick back.
That's what I said, slick back.
So this one's a little bit less common compared to the previous 2 hairstyles, but honestly I think it's been kind of growing and being more trendy over the past couple years. I'd say the biggest pro about this one is that it's really easy to style. I mean, you're just pulling your hair back basically, and get some gel, you like that glossy, shiny look, or just get some hair wax and a little bit of hairspray to set it. But honestly, it really isn't too hard to style. I'd also say that this hairstyle is a little bit more professional in the sense that you're a little bit more presentable. It's not as messy as the other 2. I mean, it really depends on how you're styling it, of course. If you're working in a profession that requires you to look a little bit more proper, I'd say that this hairstyle is a little bit better for that. Now, I'd say the downside about this one is that it requires a little bit more maintenance in the sense that you gotta get your hair cut a little bit more frequently, like every couple weeks, depending on how fast your hair grows out. Because you want to definitely keep your sides short for this hairstyle, because if you look at my hair right now, my sides are really overgrown. At least if I try to slick it back, it just would not look good. But when I style it more my textured fringe, it's still alright. Like, it's still passable. And again, I recommend you play around with this hairstyle to see how you can make it a little bit more unique to yourself. For example, some people like to add 1 or 2 strands to the front to add a little bit more flair to it. And there we go. Those are the top 3 hairstyles that I recommend that looks good on most Asian guys. All 3 of these hairstyles are definitely a bit on the longer side. So if your hair is short, better start growing out. Because the longer your hair is, the more you have to work with. The more different styles you can try. The more you can use to cover up your imperfections. If you have a buzz cut, what else can you do besides a buzz cut? You're kind of stuck with it. But once your hair is longer, the possibilities are endless. This is your sign. Grow out your hair if your hair isn't grown out already. It's gonna look a little awkward during that transition phase, but trust me, once it's there, it's gonna be well worth it. You're not gonna even recognize yourself. Y'all gonna be looking so handsome. Shit. You can thank me later. In the meantime, just drop a like, subscribe, and check out my other videos on how to glow up. Peace.